What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with another Tesla update video where we take a look at how Tesla stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Tesla stock could do. We'll also take a look at some Tesla news that we got today. I'm sure a lot of you guys may be aware of that already, but we'll quickly cover that and what that means for the company. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Tesla are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record, we will get right into it. But before, really quick, if you guys didn't see my previous video, I made a Patreon recently where I'll be sharing, other stocks that I'm looking at, the plays that I'm looking to make on those, as well as, specific option plays that I do take on. So if that's something you're interested in, link will be in the description below. Sign up for that. And then also, you guys have asked me what I use in my videos. I use Webull. If you like what you see with the charting tool here, link will be in the description. If you use that to sign up, we both get some free shares. So if you'd like to do that, that would be cool as well. But let me get right into the video. So we are up about $11 on the day, which is about 1.31%. That comes on a day where the NASDAQ was only up 0.95%. The Dow Jones was up 235 points, which is 0.75%. And then the S&P 500 was up $2.80, which was 0.72%, right? So Tesla was relatively strong, but that wasn't kind of the highlight of the day, right? The highlight of the day, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, was the fact that Elon Musk went out, and Tesla rather went out and bought Bitcoin for $1.5 billion or $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's what they did, and they were also expecting to accept it as a form of payment for their cars, which actually drove the price of Bitcoin up by 13%, which is crazy. It was already nearing all-time highs and set another all-time high. So that's kind of insane to think about. This kind of follows companies like Square and PayPal also starting to take Bitcoin as a currency, and then BlackRock also started holding it not too long ago as well. So what does this mean for Tesla? What does this mean for Bitcoin? Well, first and foremost, it could be good because a lot of people are expecting Bitcoin to keep rising, right? It is going to be a part of our future. A lot of payment methods are starting to take Bitcoin. So this, when someone else does it, right, they could be kind of deemed as crazy, but Elon Musk being Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, right? When he does it, it definitely drives a lot of attention to it, and maybe other companies would follow, right? But what they're doing essentially is they're taking $1.5 billion, right, and putting it in Bitcoin, which means a part of their balance sheet now is going to be $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. Now that could be good because Bitcoin, if they're expecting it to be a currency that is going to keep going up, that's good for Tesla because it's going to look relatively good on their balance sheet, right? Maybe this 1.5 billion turns into 1.7, 1.8, which means Tesla's balance sheet looks better. But the other kind of risk with that is currently, it's a relatively small asset class, right? And so there's kind of two sides to it, and I want to cover both because depending on what side you are, right, it can be either. So what some people are saying is, look, Tesla still has to pay their kind of manufacturers, their suppliers for the cars that they sell in normal money, right? So if they bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin today and Bitcoin just starts to go down tomorrow, right? We see how volatile it is. It went from 40 to 35 to 30, which means it loses like 20% of its value, and it can lose 20% of its value in a week, but you still have to pay your suppliers the same thing. So you're just, spending more Bitcoin, if you will, or the value on that balance sheet will go down because of that volatility. That's the point against this. The point for this is, look, this article mentions here, as the asset class grows and has grown 14% on the Tesla investment alone, the liquidity concerns pretty much go away, right? If companies like Tesla and if companies like maybe even Apple, right, add Bitcoin to their wallet, add Bitcoin as, a method of payment, right? That's going to just drive up both the price of Bitcoin and what people deem its value and trustworthiness to be, right? Because these big companies are taking it. So they're talking about, you know, this is just the beginning of a cycle where Bitcoin will be seen as, you know, more of a normal currency rather than just a speculative play. So that's both sides to it. I think that, you know, it is definitely volatile, but not that Elon Musk is involved. And, you know the power he has, right? Dogecoin just going up like, I think 1,000% when he tweeted it. So I think with that power of social media and kind of the following that he has, I think all honestly it'll take is a tweet for Bitcoin to start rushing up again. So I don't necessarily think that Bitcoin will crash, and that'll be much of a concern to Tesla just because of the way, you know, Elon works. But who knows? We'll see how that goes. I definitely think that it's an interesting move, and Tesla being kind of the first to do it in this manner. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Let's go back into the stock now. We'll talk about some levels of support and resistance. So this pre-market jump that we saw opened up pretty high, right? Hit a high of almost in the high 870s, and then bounced perfectly off of our level here in the 860s, and then pushed up. And then from that point on, it basically sold off the rest of the day, which is not something that was really fun to see. But, you know, it's still up more than 1% on the day, stronger than, you know, the major indexes. So sold off, got to this 861 level, broke below it, but came right back above, broke below it, and then ended right at. So things that I liked, obviously, were green for the day, were, you know, we beat the S&P at NASDAQ and Dow. What I don't like is that we ended the day kind of below VWAP, and it was relatively weak looking for the second half of the day. So let's get to the daily chart and we'll see what we can see here. Let me zoom in just a little bit for us, and we can kind of see what's happening. So similar to kind of this flag that we saw, this bull pennant, I do think I see another one happening right here. So if we draw a line from kind of 900 down, and if we draw another one, now this one from the bottom is a little steep. So I don't necessarily think that, you know, I think I'm going to leave a little bit of room at the bottom in case it decides to consolidate for just a little bit. But let me kind of share what I think could happen, right? Similar to how we saw this play out. So this was pretty much textbook kind of, we got to the end of it, right? Didn't really have much place to go. And we went from closing in the 846s to the next day, pushing up, hitting a high of $900 and then closing in the 880s. Obviously, after that, we came down with the earnings and everything, but I think we are getting ready for another kind of push higher. Definitely at that old high of 900s, maybe even higher, assuming everything stays strong and the markets look good. So what I'm looking at to see is a break of this top line, right? And if we break this top line, I want a little bit of confirmation because I wanted to, you know, see if it bounces off of this level. If it does, I think we're in breakout mode again, and I think we could hit, you know, potentially this 900, but even make a push towards kind of 945 or 925 or 950. So I'll keep an eye out for that. We'll keep this bull pennant going. I do think, right, we could pull back just a little bit kind of over here, in which case we'll have to kind of draw this bull pennant in a more normal looking bull pennant rather than this kind of really highly sloped line coming upwards. But the key here is this top line, this kind of high 870s level, to see if we can not get rejected from that and keep pushing up. Let me share the EMA. So we've got level of support with the 8 EMA as well and the 852s, right? So from a level of support perspective, we are right here in the 860s. So that 861 level, which is where we are right now, is the first level of support, I think. Then we've got the 8 EMA coming in right at 852. And then we've got this 848, and then we drop to the kind of the 21 EMA and the 827s. But if the bull pennant holds, we should see a bounce at the 843, right? So first kind of level I'm watching is this 860s. Then I'm watching the kind of the 850 level with the 8 EMA, and then the 21 EMA at 820s, assuming this bull pennant doesn't hold. On the upside, again, pretty much looking at this bull pennant to hold. So that'll be kind of the mid 870s, right? And if we see a break of that, if we see a rejection of that, great. That's not bad news. That doesn't mean Tesla's weak. We are going to get rejected and keep pushing sideways for a push, hopefully higher at the end of this bull pennant, maybe in a couple days or a week, depending on, you know, how it trades, how sideways it trades. But if we start breaking this 875, then I'm looking for a push towards the 900 or even 925 after that. So we'll keep an eye out for that. As you guys know, another thing I like looking at on the 4-hour chart is the moving averages, which, as we could see, right, we're above the 20 now, so looking for that 20-day moving average to hold in the high 850s. But, you know, as always, I'll keep you guys posted. I know I haven't been making daily Tesla update videos, but, you know, I'll see if I can make them a little bit more often. Maybe not every day, but whenever I see massive movements. But definitely, you guys, check out this you know, be on the lookout for this breakout if we do see a push up. Don't necessarily get faked out by it, right? You want a little bit of confirmation before you just hop in, right? Don't hop into calls now. Don't hop into calls as soon as it gets like just above this line, right? Maybe it hits it and it gets rejected like it did today. So, you know, don't get faked out by that. That's all I had for you guys today. If you guys want, you know, more option plays or other stocks that I'm looking at, sign up for the Patreon down below. If you want Webull, referral link down below in the description as well. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.